Hi all, we've got the Tassie Guineas meeting on today, Friday. Where are we? At 2:15 start and finishes just before 7 tonight. The Guineas itself is race 6, which has got a very good even field as well. So looking forward to that. But on a day of a few shorties, we get one in the first as well in the form of GG's Mistruth. Been pretty dominant in both wins. The major query here is back to the 1,000 metres. It's not the push button 1,000 metre horse if you're going to be launching in at these type of odds. But actually, one thing I noticed earlier by accident, I'm not sure anybody else didn't know this. I spent a million hours on this Tas Racing site, but if you click that little button there, it automatically brings the form up. I had no idea. I'd always just clicked on the name of the horse and waited for it to load. So, live and learn. I just thought I'd put that out there in case I'm not the only idiot. But we've got the form lined up pretty well here. So just to individualise it, we had GG's Mistruths 1-2 starts, beat GG's Legacy in Launceston a couple of weeks ago. The start before beat Olive Girl in Hobart over 1,000 metres, same track and distance. And I'm Beggin and Montclair are in the same trial. It was the slowest trial of the day, but they both trialled pretty well. Montclair looks probably a 1,400, 1,600 metre horse. But we have a look at, I think the best form is the GG's Mistruth Olive Girl one. So we'll have a look at the replay of that race. This is the same track and distance. So if we just pop it out here, you've got GG's Mistruth is 3 wide. Actually, this is the Launceston race, sorry. But anyway, this is the other GG's horse back on the inside running second. Was fence dominated this night. So we'll go to the GG's Mistruth.
Now Anthony Darmanin about to jump back aboard.
Today's race is a $50,000 race, so they're going to be wound up for it. So if we look at them here, you've got GG's Mistruth out wide, Olive Girl in the blue and pinky type colours. So you can see there, you've got more natural speed here, Olive Girl, and under pretty constant riding to stay in touch. Is a little bit of interference in the straight, but there's no doubt that the favourite was going the better. And here's the other GG's horse back on the inside here. So I think this is the form. I think these two will be the top 2 seeds again today. Probably won't be launching in at the $1.35. So if you're going to get even money, the Quinella might be the right play. Quick look at the trial here of I'm Beggin and Montclair. So you can see I'm Beggin ping to the front. Oops. So you can see it's pretty soft to the line. The Montclair big horse sort of under a bit of riding. So I do think he'll probably needs a bit further, but I think they're all going to be winners out of the race, but for me it's 3 from 4 and the rest pretty even. Race 2, tough race this. Miss Tanzanite had sort of a bit of a flashing light on it last time. The only query with me is I probably would prefer it to be 1,200, even 1400. It's gone from 1200 back to 11. We just watched the replay of its last start.
Stardo Jack coming up. Lights on. Race 2, late scratching.
So here it is, sort of settling last on the outside. You've got a few winners come out of the race here. You've got Stardo Jack in the red and black colours out wide, won last week in Hobart, a couple of weeks ago in Hobart. And what's the horse here back on the inside? One in Hobart last start as well. I can't think of its name. Short one-word name. So if we just watch it, so it's the widest horse. So as I said, this horse here won in Hobart last week. This horse here won in Hobart as well. So you can see they're savaging the line over 1200 back to 11's the query. As I'm alluded to at the beginning, I did find it a very tough race, but I just thought did show a bit of speed to start before and boxed on well to run third, so probably won't get as far back this time. Just found it a very hard race, but you know, if you're getting like 460 and 175 a place, if you ever bet like 1 by 2, 10 by 20, 20 by 40, etc., probably should be a pretty safe investment in a tough race. So race 2, number 8, Miss Tanzanite. Race 3, another tough one. Got Mr. Manahai here. If you look back through its form, if it runs up to its run 2 starts ago, it'll win quite easily. It's behind Just Cruisin' and Rosé ran third. I thought it was quite disappointing last time. Got a race here, a few of them came through. You got Little Hail Mary, Noxious, I think Rowdy Girl was in it and a few others. But we'll have a look at that replay. Noxious each way is probably the one I'll be suggesting.
Waiting for Creek Lodge, one of the outsiders of the field of 50.
So if we look at him here, it's Noxious in the blue and pink colours, sort of one off the fence running about 5th. You've got Turf Puzzle in front here, who's actually favoured in a race later today. The second horse here came out and won a race last week. And we've got Little Miss Daisy, I was going to say. What's its name? Little Hail Mary back on the inside here. So the two are interesting. We've got the blue and pink here, and trailing it is. Just thought this was a far more appealing run to me. Noxious came to the outside, and you got Little Hail Mary back to the inside in the blinkers in the yellow. So the two we're looking at are here and back on the inside. Just thought the last 100 metres of Noxious were far the better. This one does have senior jockey going on and draws a better gate, but I just thought shouldn't be that much difference in price. So Noxious each way is my tip in race 3. Race 4, got Love and Bev as a shorty. Grey Whisper, a bit of a question mark. First up from Victoria. But Love and Bev, there's no early speed in this race at all. She's virtually led and walked in past 2 starts. She's won by 7 and 4.5 lengths. Just gets a picnic in front again today. Actually gets a claim this time as well. So weight-wise, probably even a little bit better off. So just so you can see, just controlled the races in front and just. And I said nothing's going to be putting any pressure on. this week, so just expect the same type of free rolling in front and dash away. Couple might eat into it late to run it sort of 2 lengths, 2.5 lengths, but that's what I expect, sort of couple of length win. The fifth, good couple here came through the same race. You got Cartoon Graveyard Berserker. I always want to say Berserker. Furno was heavily backed in Launceston last time and it was quite plain. It was a bit of a tricky track that night though. And you got Golden Meadow coming through a couple of pretty good form races in the 3-year-old Cup and behind can't think of the name of the horse, at Devonport. What's his name? Just Cruising, is it? It's in this race here. Yeah, Just Cruising. Yeah, so, but we'll look at the Cartoon Graveyard Berserker race. So you can see Berserker's got blinkers back on and also draws gate 1 this time. So they're behind Charlie Bucket, who's going to be a short price favourite later on in the day.
$1.08.
So if we look at them here, here's Berserker. They're actually racing together here, inside and outside. So Berserker going up the inside, and here's Cartoon Graveyard in the Keys colours, the maroon with the yellow. Expect them to have similar runs this time. Berserker probably sits leaders back today. So if we look at this race, like Cartoon Graveyard's gone wide on the turn, but I reckon Berserker will probably be in front of it given the barriers this time around. They do sort of hold position pretty well up the straight. They don't get any closer to each other. If anything, Cartoon Graveyard is a bit stronger on the line. So this horse is odds on later in the day and they've gapped the rest of them. Yeah, so still have him on top, whether you want to take the price or not. And you've got another horse here coming through a good form race in Golden Meadow, but still have Cartoon Graveyard on top. Just not enthused about the race as a betting proposition. The 3-year-old Cup, the Guineas itself, is $125,000 race. We'll have a look at the 3-year-old Cup replay. Doro Star led all the way there. It was pretty much French dominated. There were a couple that did run okay from off the fence, and they were Thespian Waters and Bobble. Interesting runner in the race today is the Victorian as well. I think it's a brother to Cherry Tortoni as well. So here's Doro Star rolling to the front. Looking for the others. You got Bobble last, Thespian Waters here in the blue and white. Virtually, you've got, what's the winning witness, the bottom horse. And the grey horse is the Island Warrior. So, but if we just get to the turn here, see, Doro Star's kicked away. He's a great rider of leaders, Craig Newitt. His Thespian Waters gone wide. And you can see all the other ones in the place getters have sort of cut the corner and railed through, followed the winner. So I think they've probably almost gone as good as each other. But I can see a similar race map here as well, especially from the respective barriers today. Maybe they'll be a bit more aggressive on Thespian Waters early here. But from gate 1, you'd expect Doro Star to drive through and lead. You've got Kaboom Kaboom's probably the other speed in the race, drawn wide. Definitely press forward. And you'll have these others, Johnny Pinch, Just Cruising, railing through to box seat and that type of thing. So tricky little, like Wings of Song probably for me, going to posse up 1/2 type of thing. I think the Tassie 3-year-olds are pretty good. Difference in price. I think Thespian Waters sort of just slight leaning that way. Once again, though, I'm not overly enthused by the race as a betting proposition. There's not much between any of them. Gundam ahead to pick the winner. I'd pick Doro Star because you know what it's going to do. It's going to lead, but I just don't think there should be that much between them in price. So that's why I've got the slight leaning to Thespian Waters when tipping one. Charlie Bucket we were just talking about there before in that replay. So if we get the race here, Cartoon Graveyard Berserker, they chased him home there before. The only slight query about this race here is Londiani led all the way to win last start and it's drawn inside, so may well won't get its own way in front this time, Charlie Bucket. And Global Awareness has been strong to the line in both starts since resuming and sort of draws well to box seat if the favourite doesn't get all the favours this time. So just if you're going to be taking $1.50 and things like that, you probably don't want any slight question marks like that. Does look a pretty locked in Quinella though, truth be told. Charlie Bucket, Global Awareness. The 8th, this was probably the toughest race on the card. Turf Puzzle, as we said, we pointed out before, it won the race that we were talking about Noxious and Little Hail Mary. So, pretty sure that's the right form, isn't it? Be easy to have a look at an actual form guide. Yeah, Noxious. So, it was strong to the line that day. The only thing here is still at 1200. Did get gifted the front pretty easily. I've got the race narrowed down to it and Swing It. I thought Swing It was pretty good the other day. Carlene Heffel rides today, over 1200. Format of this race was, it's been Frank Periwinkle, Dantes and Volkanovski all came through pretty good form references. And if we look at the replay of the race,
11's got the red cap with the white spot.
so you can see here's what's the name of the horse? I've had a absolute mental blank swing at it. I was about to say Boom Boom, which is a stablemate's name. It is about 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm still half asleep. So it's 3 deep with cover. The 3 place getters here are they're running first, this horse runs third, this horse runs second, and they all skip away on the turn. You can see Swing It's a little bit sort of flat-footed when the hammer goes down, and it's running 6 on the outside. So here it is here. Let's like how strong it is to the line late. Draws well today in gate 4. Expect it to posse up in the first 3 or 4. Just like how strong it is there late. And I just think so. If you're going to have sort of each way, pretty safe each way bet is Swinging It in race 8. And the 9th, it's a tricky one. Like Sistine, I think it's deserving of favouritism on form, but it's been backed and beaten a lot. GG Lucky Jess did actually beat at home the other day. Have a quick look at the replay of that race. So where's the blue and white colours? So you got Lucky Jess outside the leader, and He's sort of racing quite fiercely here, Sistine. That's the... Need to take that into account. It does look quite plain the last 100 metres of the race. So you can see here, they're on the back of it. You've got GG Lucky Jess outside the leader and Sistine pulling off its heels. Doesn't make 1 inch of headway. So these are the 2 horses here. This horse's favourite today. It makes a little bit of ground, but not... You wouldn't be rushing in at $2.35 to... but they definitely came through the right form races. Atosha ran at Longford on New Year's, I think. Probably looks the leader. On Krupp's the map horse. Probably need the 2 favourites to get into a bit of... McSwain was in the same race as Sistine and Lucky Jess there and was beaten a long way. So I think they're the 2. If taking quaddies, I'd probably only take the 1 and the 4. I'm Krupp. If you're probably looking for a smidge of value to get out, see Newark Barrier 1, box seat in the last. Yeah, so that's where we are. A few shorties. Thing of best bets, no, I don't think there's any. There's like 3 odds on ease. I think they'll win, but they all have. I do think Love and Bev's probably the safest of them if you want to launch into one at short odds, just purely on the map perspective. Up in grade, but just maps to get it picnic. Couple of a bit of value. I think if you back them each way, Noxious in race 3. And in race 8 in the form of Swinging It. So just throw a couple out at value there. Nobody wants anyone picking 6 to 4 favourites. And to be honest, I've got question marks about virtually, things like Carter and Graveyard. I've got it on top, but I'm slightly concerned. And you've got other horses coming through them struggling to line up. So just think they're pretty safe bets. Each way, race 3, number 7, Noxious, and race 8, number 9, Swinging It. So anyway, that's the preview for the Tasmanian Guineas meeting today, as I mentioned. So 2:15 start and about a 7 o'clock finish. So generally get a decent crowd to this meeting. So I think the weather's meant to be about, I think it's 22 with very low chance of any rain. So the track itself should play quite well. And anyway, best of luck, and let's hope we can snag a winner or 9. Cheers, guys.